title. The next car in this $500 to a Ferrari series is very, very interesting. We are in a lifted NA Miata. Let's just hop into this thing, because this car is hilarious. So if you guys haven't seen the series already, we are starting off with $500 and turning that into a Ferrari. So far we had this Volkswagen Jetta. We bought that for $500, sold it for about 2,000 bucks, turned that into a B8 S4 that needed a little bit of work. Bought that, sold that for 6,500 bucks. I had to put $1,000 into it, so I deducted that from the total price. That left us with $5,500. With that $5,500, I ended up getting a turbo Miata that came with a hard top. Actually, I spent $5,000 on the Miata, so we had an extra 500 bucks. Sold the hard top for $1,900 and used $1,000 of that money to buy this lifted NA Miata off my buddy Tyler. So now this $1,000 lifted NA Miata, along with the turbo Miata, are a part of this series. Sure, you guys want a quick walk around of this thing. It's a unit, to say the least. As you can tell, we have had plenty of fun in this thing, but it's time for her to go. Also, there's the turbo Miata. We're fixing some stuff on that, because whenever you're buying and selling cars, it's never a smooth process. Always something can go wrong, and especially on modified cars. We had the hose right here off the thermostat go bad, so replacing that right now. But yeah, topic of today, the lifted Miata. So basically, on top of the turbo Miata, we had about $1,900 plus 500 bucks. We had $2,400. Spent $1,000 of that towards the lifted Miata. So now we have a lifted Miata, $1,400, and a turbo Miata in this challenge. So we're making pretty good progress so far, all the way up from 500 bucks. Also, here's a little sneak peek of the Turbo K Series Miata, because I know I keep hinting at it. Currently broken because we had a situation with the wastegate cracking on the manifold and falling off. So, should be back in action here soon, and I'll post a video on this thing. But the real reason that you guys clicked on the video, here is the lifted NA Mazda Miata. It's sitting on a 3-inch Paco lift, and as you can see, we already had a little bit of fun mudding in this thing. It actually does surprisingly well. Now for $1,000 bucks, you can't expect all too much. I will say mechanically, engine, transmission, rear end, all pretty darn solid, honestly, for the price. This thing starts right up, no lifter tick, no crazy noises, rattles, whatever. It's just very, very, very clapped. As you can tell, the thing's very rusty. The body is pretty rough. I mean, this is rhino lined. The paint's not in the best condition. Has dings, dents all over it. The interior is pretty hideous. It does still have heat, cruise control, and a Bluetooth radio, which is nice. No door cards. What else do we have to go over this thing? Got some cool turn signals, different color bumper, checkered fender on this side. Just an interesting car, to say the least. But for $1,000 bucks, I was like, where can you go wrong? It's a running and driving Miata. Definitely money to be made on that thing. It also has a Torsen rear end, which I thought about taking out, but I actually already have the car sold, so I have to leave the Torsen in it. If you're into Miatas, you know those bring anywhere from $5 to $1,000 bucks, so unfortunately I didn't take that out. Should have. Now, as I already hinted at, mechanically the car is actually really solid in terms of engine, transmission, and stuff. I will say the alignment, as you're about to see here in a second, is completely out of whack. It's kind of funny. When you hit the gas, it pulls to the right. When you hit the brakes, it pulls to the left. I already said no door cards. It's honestly a budget side-by-side. $1,000 side-by-side is what I entailed with this thing. I figured worst case, if I couldn't sell this thing, well, I will keep it and go mudding in it and have the time of my life for $1,000 bucks until it blows up, and then pull the diff out and sell it. That's kind of where I was at with things on it. but it actually does run pretty decent. With the 410 torsion in the rear, it actually moves these big tires pretty solid. I mean, I didn't run into any trouble when we were muddy or anything. It honestly drives decent on the street, other than being a clap box, like I keep saying. But for $1,000, I figured this was the funniest addition I could make to this challenge, especially because we already have a turbo Miata. So I won't say in this video what this actually ended up selling for, but stay tuned for that. I will feature it in the next one. But all you guys need to know is as of now, we got this lifted Miata, a turbo Miata, and $1,400 to spare. I'm not gonna buy another car with the $1,400. I'm gonna wait till either this or the turbo Miata sells, and then add the $1,400 to that to buy our next step up in the challenge. We're getting to the point, hopefully, where we're near around the $10,000 mark. So it should definitely be getting easier, and we can get a lot more, I guess, nice vehicles, or vehicles that have less severe issues, you know, just nicer stuff to sell. $10,000 is the nice price point where you can get a couple cheaper Audis, or even if you want to get a few economical cars, you can do that. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. This thing is just so funny to drive. Every time I'm driving it, smile on my face. It's just hilarious. This thing's just comical. Not to mention, like, when you stop to get gas and stuff, every person that sees this thing has to take a picture of it, has to ask you about it, because it's a lifted Miata. Why is that not gonna draw attention? This thing's awesome. And the best part of it all, see those pop-ups? They still work. So a little bit of backstory on how I got this thing for $1,000. My buddy Tyler, he's had a few of these lifted Miatas. Well, this is actually only the second one, but he was buying back an old car, and I went with him to pick up that car, and he's like, yo, I'm thinking about selling the lifted Miata, the crack Miata we call it. He's like, I don't know what I should get for it, or blah, blah, blah. I was like, look, man, got $1,000? Let's make something happen. Here we are. He actually daily drove this thing through the winter time, which I don't know if I would really daily drive this thing, but why not? It's a fun daily, I guess. On that note, guys, I apologize for the quick video, and I apologize for it being rushed, but we had to bust this thing out real quick before they get here, because this was part of the challenge. Everything happens kind of so abruptly. I haven't owned the car all too long, and I haven't really had a chance to make a video with it, but did have enough time to go mudding. I'll have some clips, I'm sure, in this video of that happening, and let's keep on moving up. Thank you to everyone who likes, comments, subscribes, sticks around. Really means the world to me, and hopefully we can make this challenge a reality and show you guys that it is possible to turn $500 into a Ferrari. On that note, everyone, keep grinding. I hope you tag along in this challenge, and we all make some come-ups. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.